everyone. My name is Renewable. I'm really glad to be here today, and I want to thank you for taking me this time to join this discussion. Our topic today is the future of renewable energy. A future that is not just a promising, but already in progress. So, let's start with a simple question. What do we want from our energy system? Does anyone know?
No.
Okay. We want energy that's clean, affordable, accessible, and reliable. Not just for us, but for future generations. That's the potential of renewable energy. And this matters because we are at a turning point. Our world is facing three major energy challenges. Okay? Why is matter? The climate change driven by carbon emission from fossil fuel. Volatile energy price, especially due to geopolitical instability, and the environment and human cost of extraction, refining, and combustion. But we also have solutions. According to the International Energy Agency 2023 report, renewable make up roughly 30% of global electricity, a figure that continues to rise. The renewable energy revolution isn't coming, it's here. The question is how fast can we scale it? Does anyone know?
No.
Okay, next slide. Okay, current state of renewable. To understand where we were headed, we first need to understand where we are. Renewable energy comes in 5 major forms. The first one is solar. Solar is converting sunlight into electricity. The second one is wind. Wind, we use air current to generate power. Hydropower, using water flow in river or dam. Geothermal, tapping into heat beneath the Earth's surface. Okay, for the last one is biomass, using organic material for fuel and electricity. These sources are diverse and geographically adaptable, which is why they are gaining traction worldwide. Let's look at the global landscape. China is currently the global leader in renewable deployment in 2023. It had nearly 300 gigawatts of renewable capacity according to IRENA. The European Union has set ambitious climate targets and continues to lead on policy and integration, with countries like Germany, Spain, and Denmark among the top adopters. While in the United States, despite policy swings, technology development is booming. The Inflation Reduction Act has injected new life into clean energy investment. And there are smaller nations setting big examples, such as Costa Rica is a standout having power the grid over 99% renewable for months at a time. This shows us what's possible, but also reveal the uneven pace of progress. Okay, next slide. The innovation driving the future. So what's accelerating this momentum? The answer is innovation. Let's start with solar. For decades, solar panels offered around 20% efficiency, but in 2023, IT researchers developed perovskite tandem solar cells that reached 33% efficiency in lab conditions. That's a huge leap forward, and it could dramatically cut the cost per watt. On the wind side, we are expanding into deeper water with floating offshore wind turbines. Unlike fixed turbines, this float and anchor to the seabed, a game-changing solution for countries with deep coastline like Japan, Norway, and Scotland. But perhaps the most critical frontier is energy storage. We are exploring solid-state batteries that are safer and longer lasting. Lithium sulfur alternative that would double battery capacity, and green hydrogen which store excess energy by splitting water into hydrogen and oxygen, providing long-term storage and fuel for industry. Another area in rapid growth is artificial intelligence. Companies like Google are working with energy providers, in this case, in UK National Grid, to use AI forecasting energy demand and optimizing supply in real time. This not only cut waste but stabilize the grid. A 2023 Nature Energy Review even called AI the next frontier in clean energy system. And they're right, because the smarter our grid becomes, the more renewable we can use. Okay, next slide. Challenge to overcome. Now, while there are reasons for optimism, we should also be clear about the challenge. First, intermittency. Solar panels don't work at night. Wind turbines stop spinning when the air is still. That means we need to robust our energy storage and flexible grid infrastructure to fill in the gaps. Second, infrastructure. Many of our power grids built decades ago for centralized fossil fuel plants, not for two-way flow of decentralized local energy. Upgrading the grid is complex and also expensive, but essential. Third, resources ethics. Technology like batteries and solar panels require rare earth elements like lithium, cobalt, and nickel. These materials are often mined under poor labor conditions and with heavy environmental impact, especially in parts of Africa and South America. This raises important question. Are we solving one crisis by creating another? How can we source this material responsibly? And lastly, policy inertia. Fossil fuel subsidies still block clean energy investment. According to the United Nations Environment Programme in 2022 emission gap report, fossil fuel subsidies reached over $1 trillion in a single year. That's $1 trillion signal sent in the wrong direction. Without shifting financial and political priority, we risk slowing down this critical transition. Okay, next slide. Next slide, sorry. What's the future looks like? So, how do we move forward? Fortunately, the long-term outlook is positive. Bloomberg project that by 2050, 70% of global electricity could come from the renewable energy. This isn't a wild guess. It's based on modeling current world trend in policy, innovation, and cost decline. And this shift isn't just environmental, it's economic. Renewable are already the cheapest form of new electricity in much of the world. Jobs are another part of the equation. In 2023, IRENA reported that over 13 million people work in the renewable energy sector, from solar panel installer to wind turbine engineer. This number is expected to double by the end of the decade. But we must also focus on a just transition, one that doesn't leave fossil fuel communities behind. That means investing in restraining programs, supporting regional diversification, and involving workers and communities in the planning process. As the International Energy Agency has emphasized, the transition to clean energy must be fair, inclusive, and equitable. Okay, next. Okay, for the conclusion and call to action. So let's step back and look at the big picture. We have a choice. We can continue with fossil fuel, looking in emission, risking climate breakdown, and missing economic opportunity. Or we can accelerate the shift to to wind, solar, hydro, geothermal, and innovative storage, creating a system that is cleaner, cheaper, and more sustainable. This transition is not a luxury, it's a necessity to all of us. And it's not just the job of government and engineers, it's something that we can all contribute to. Advocate for clean energy policy in your community or country. Choose green energy plans if they are available, reduce your own energy use, and invest in efficiency where possible. And if you are a student or professional, consider entering or supporting the clean energy workforce, because this industry needs talents across all the fields. In short, energy is power, and how we choose to produce it will shape the world we live in. Okay, that's this is the reference that I made a research